All right. So we're going to start with week 13. No 1A questions on 1 through 5 of week 13. There was a question on 6C. What were children taught in Aryan classrooms? What was the point of the poisonous mushroom? So basically, the Germans differentiated between Aryan Germans and Jewish Germans, and they even said the Jewish Germans weren't really Germans. So, but the thing was that non-Jewish Germans and and Jewish Germans look basically the same. Like, you can't just easily look at someone and say, oh, well, that's a Jewish person and that's a non-Jewish person, especially in Germany at this time. So the idea was that there's these people who are the enemies of us Aryans who are dangerous, but we can't identify them. So they had this storybook called The Poisonous Mushroom, in which you had this little kid being taught, well, there's good mushrooms that are good to eat, and then there's poisonous mushrooms who look just like them, and you need to learn to tell the difference. And so the point of the storybook was to get children, German Aryan children, non-Jewish Germans, to be able to identify Jewish Germans, so to avoid them and the threat they pose. So it's kind of disturbing stuff. There was this other question, 7A, why would people not want to be a Nazi? And the answer was, this was the Donald Duck cartoon, right? Remember when Donald Duck was in Nazi Germany? That's the joke, Nazi, ha ha ha. He had to work all the time, right? They said, you're privileged to work 48 hours a day for the Fuhrer. And he worked all the time. It was basically just always working. What did he get out of it? The answer is nothing, right? Remember, he had to eat bread that was made of wood. He had his coffee bean that he would dip in water, and that was all he had. So you don't want to be a Nazi, because you lose your freedom and you lose your prosperity. And that's a lot of what the United States understood it's fighting itself for, was for an economic and political system that gave freedom and prosperity. And the idea is that's not something that Nazism gives, and Nazism threatens to take it away from people, so we need to be willing to fight against them.